Hey everyone, today is part 2 of my Samsung Galaxy S21 Ultra versus the new kid on the block, Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra. In part 1, we compared the two phones' specs and features. We compared their displays. We did some network tests, speed tests, benchmark tests, and things like that. We talked about the software and the UI between these two, what this was launched with when it first came out, what this came out with when it first came out, and the support that you get for both of these phones at the time. And in part 1, I said I would be making a separate video for the camera comparisons, because that one took a little bit of time, and hopefully this one won't take as much, but you guys know me if you've been following my videos. So in this video, as mentioned, we're going to talk about the camera quality of the S21 Ultra compared to the new kid on the block, the S23 Ultra. I'm going to be able to show you guys more camera samples than the few that I showed you guys in part 1. Before we do all that, let's get a refresher on the specs on both of these two phones' cameras. So for the S21 Ultra, the camera right here in the middle is the main 108 megapixel f1.8 24mm wide lens. It has optical image stabilization and OIS. On the Galaxy S23 Ultra, 2 years later, this is their first 200 megapixel f1.7 24mm wide lens. It also has optical image stabilization and laser autofocus. The lens up top for the S21 Ultra, 12 megapixel f2.2 13mm ultra wide lens with dual pixel PDAFs and super steady video. For the S23 Ultra, the lens up top is also 12 megapixel f2.2 13mm 120 degree ultra wide lens with dual pixel PDAF and super steady video. The camera on the bottom for the S21 Ultra is a 10 megapixel f4.9 240mm periscope telephoto lens that can do up to 10x optical zoom and up to 100x digital zoom. The bottom lens here for the S23 Ultra is also 10 megapixel f2.4 70mm telephoto lens with dual pixel, and it also has a up to 10x optical image stabilization and up to 100x digital image stabilization. If we turn them over to the front, this is where the differences are, or it's at least spec wise. For the S21 Ultra, your front facing camera, the one in the middle up top there, is a 40 megapixel f2.2 26mm wide with electronic image stabilization. The selfie camera on the S23 Ultra is only a 12 megapixel f2.2 26mm wide dual pixel PDAF with digital image stabilization. But like what everybody says, the proof is in the pictures, right? So that's where we get to the samples in a little bit. But before we get to the samples, let me explain to you how I took the pictures and how I will be presenting them to you. Okay, so most of the pictures that you guys will be looking at, all the sample photos, there will be a few from home in the backyard, taking a lot of pictures of plants. I was going to do one on my dog, but he was not very cooperative, so that's that. I couldn't get any action shots because I caught a cold like just a few days ago, and I'm just getting over it now. And by the time you guys are watching this video, this S21 Ultra will already have been returned, because if I don't return it soon, like say by this weekend or by this upcoming Tuesday, April the 4th, then I won't qualify anymore for my $800 off discount off of this thing right here. So time, and because of work and because of mostly work and time, I had very limited, well, not limited, but very limited in the way of what I wanted to do as far as pictures go. So I couldn't take any action shots, which I wanted to do, because I was sick, and I'm just getting over it now. And number two, I couldn't go to as many places as I wanted to because I was sick and because of work upcoming, and then because of time, I have to return this phone soon. But the pictures that I did take, I think should be sufficient. And so the pictures, when I present them to you, they will not be color graded. They'll not be made, there won't be any corrections or any kind of filters or anything like that made. Most of the pictures, unless otherwise noted, were taken in their out of the box, meaning your basic, auto modes. When you get the camera out of the box without any setup. I didn't take any pictures for any of these two cameras in professional mode and make any adjustments like that. And the pictures as they will be presented to you will not be color corrected or adjusted in anything like that. No filters or nothing. Just straight up how they got out of the camera is how I'm going to present them to you. So with that out of the way, let's do this. So for the first comparison is the controversial moonshot. Did Samsung fake it? Is it AI? I don't really care. I just want to know which one takes the better picture or which camera has the better AI. And these pictures were taken on a cloudy night. First three are of the S21 Ultra. Next three are of the S23 Ultra. And then the last are the two compared side by side. And as you can see, the S23 Ultra overall has a better AI. And the next picture we're going to take is night shots. The next few pictures will be of night shots. So what we have are the pictures of my front door, and we're going to be focusing on the light and see which one takes better shots. This is going to be a theme for most of the pictures. S21 Ultra seems to enhance the pictures a little bit and make them a little more colorful, while the S23 Ultra gives it a more lifelike picture as I saw it. And the S23 Ultra will also show more light and more detail in these night shots, as you will see. In this shot, indoors at night, and this is indoor lighting, so you guys can see which one takes the better night shot at indoor lighting and not the brightest indoor lighting. But if you take a look at the picture on the S23 Ultra, the picture comes out a lot more clearer on the photo right by the light. Next picture is the one in my room, and then here we get a close-up of this light and the pictures, the S21 Ultra. And then when you compare it to the S23 Ultra, you could see more detail in the light that you didn't see, and also with the pictures that you didn't see with the S21 Ultra. Although I don't know how this would look on what you're viewing it on, especially on a small smartphone camera. S23 Ultra lets in more light, therefore you could also get more detail out of the pictures. And these shots were actually taken with their 100 and 200 megapixels respectively and zoomed in. Okay, this next shot, indoor lighting, bright light. And this is the back wall of where our desks are. These are both taken in their 108 and 200 megapixel lens respectively. You could see where there's more detail with that 200 megapixel lens, even zoomed in. Okay, in this next comparison, I'm taking a comparison of the two cameras' zoom capabilities. Basically, they're optical zoom. So we're going from 1x to 3x to 10x, because that's as much as it can do also when you're using the video recording capabilities. S21 Ultra, 10 times zoom. S23 Ultra, 10 times zoom. And just for kicks, this is 100 times zoom. And you can see on the S21 Ultra compared to the S23, it's more clearer, the lettering is, on the S23 Ultra. And now here are the video demos for said zoom capabilities in their optical settings from 1x to 10x. The first one is the S21 Ultra, and then the second one is the S23 Ultra. Okay, this one is the obligatory selfie camera comparison. Which one do you guys prefer? I think I prefer the S23. It's more true to life, and it seems like you could see better detail until you zoom in. And when you're zoomed in, you can see more detail actually on the S21 Ultra. Okay, the next camera comparisons is in my backyard. We're testing the zoom capabilities from 1x, 3x, 10x, and 30 times zoom. So the first three, 1x, 3x, and 10x, are all optical. And then the 30x is
digital zoom. And what you guys want to focus on, or try to focus on, is the white flowers from those bushes that'll be coming up pretty soon. You can see the extra detail that the S23 Ultra has, or you couldn't see as well on the S21 Ultra. This next comparison is with the S21 Ultra's 108 megapixel lens and the S23 Ultra's 200 megapixel lens of the backyard. I'm going to show you guys how much detail you can actually pick up when I start like zooming in. And this is not the camera zoom, but we're gonna like zoom in with the software on DaVinci Resolve. We're going to be focusing on the rows on top nearby where the roof is on my neighbor's house. I think this is magnified 50 times magnified now on S21 and S23. Now it's really showing the strength of the 200 megapixels versus 100 megapixels. This is almost 100 times cropped and zoomed in. And you can see here on S21 Ultra how the rose looks, and the roof and the tiling on the roof in the neighbor's house. This comparison is the S21 and 23 Ultra, showing almost the whole pool area and backyard. As we zoom in to 3 times zoom, we're going to go focus in on the lantern with the candle inside of it that you guys aren't seeing yet. And so when we go to 3 times zoom right here, now you're getting a better picture of what we're trying to focus in on. Is a gray lamp right there, right next to the sofa. And now we're at 10 times zoom. Now you can see that the S23 Ultra is giving off more colors because it takes in more light, and it's also showing more detail in the pillows. Take a look at the background with the pillows and the wood grain. Okay, the next comparison, we're going to focus on the plants with the purple flowers, but you will see it in a bit. Now you can see the flowers that we're actually focusing in on at 3 times zoom. Because the S21 is trying to enhance it, the purple flowers actually look more reddish or bluish on the S21 Ultra than on the S23 Ultra, where it's more the real purple color of the plant. And then here we are at 10 times zoom. The S23 Ultra now with more light being let in, you can see more detail in the flowers. Then at 30 times zoom, and now it actually looks like the S23 Ultra is showing more colors, but that's because it's with the more light being let in, and you can also get more detail out of the flowers. As you can see with the S23 Ultra, you can see the different shades of purple with the S23 Ultra compared to the S21 Ultra. It just looks like one shade of purple. And here we are again at the side of the pool. Now we're going to focus on the somewhat like black flower, as you guys will see in a little bit. And then here is what we're focusing on, as you guys are getting ready to see. It's the blackish flowers next to the purple flowers. You're starting to see it come in a little bit better, and it looks like it's the brighter of the two pictures compared to the S23 Ultra, but the S23 Ultra is actually more natural, more lifelike, while the S21 is being enhanced. And then here's the actual flowers right there. S23 Ultra, as you can see, more detail. At 30 times zoom, the S23 Ultra looks more detailed. There's more light, and you can see the different shades of like the black or purplish colors and the greens inside the flower. Okay, one more so this video don't take too long. This is the backyard once again, where there are palm trees and some other plants are at. This is at normal 1x whatever. Again, the S21 Ultra seems to try to enhance the colors, whereas the S23 Ultra is more natural and lifelike. And then here at 3 times zoom, they almost look pretty similar, but again, the S21 Ultra is still showing off more colors, whereas the S23 is more natural. But you can already starting to pick up more detail with the S23 Ultra. S21 Ultra, the S23 Ultra. And now we're going to see some videos of the pictures that we just took from 1 to 10 times zoom. First up, the S21 Ultra, and as you can see now, the colors are not as vibrant or clear, or the colors are not as vibrant, and they almost look dull with the video. And then when you get to the S23 Ultra, you can see more colors, more vibrance, and this is pretty much what I'm looking at. And then one more time at the backyard by our pool on the plants, the purple plants. They look almost dull on S21 Ultra. And remember, none of these are color graded, so what you see is what came straight out of the camera. And then the S21 Ultra or S23 Ultra looking more colorful and more true to life.
Video comparisons between the S21 Ultra and S23 Ultra. We're going to do a short product video. So product we're going to be looking at is the S23 Ultra, and I'm recording with the S21 Ultra. So right now I'm recording handheld, not on a tripod, so we can also test for the camera stabilization abilities. And I'm recording without any external mic, just the phone's own microphones. So let me know how that sounds with this S21 Ultra compared with the S23 Ultra. So here's the short video clip or demo, because I like to do a lot of product videos and stuff. So let's get this going. One of the reasons why I like the build of the new S23 Ultra, the more boxier build, because it reminds me of the Galaxy line, and I like this new, and I'm loving this new color, this metallic green type of color. I don't know what Samsung calls it, either phantom green or some metallic green. It's got a good type of green color that the color shifts when you move the phone around. And I like the non-glossy or matte finish because it won't attract fingerprints. I do prefer the camera styling of the S21 Ultra, but that's why I put these lens screen protector to almost give it the S21 Ultra look, somewhat. Okay, now I'm recording with the S23 Ultra. As you can see, the S21 Ultra is in front of the camera being recorded, and I'm also recording handheld. One thing I did not mention, but I'm mentioning it now, is that this is all in just the basic out of the box video settings, whatever it came out of the box with. It's recording at 4K 30 in just the regular video mode, not pro video mode. So and it's, like I said, it's handheld. So let me know how it looks, and no external mic is being used, just the S23 Ultra's built-in mics. And now let's get this video review going. So one of the reasons why I like the S21 Ultra, this design, is this camera lens design right here in the back. I prefer over the S23 Ultras, or even what was the S22 Ultra, even though I didn't own that one. It just gives it a more distinct look. The phantom black color is really nice. It gives it a stealthy look, and it's a matte finish, so it won't attract fingerprints. But I do prefer the more squared off corners of the S23 Ultra, and I like that the S23 Ultra now has the built-in S Pen. But all in all, this design is really nice, and the color, the phantom black, is really nice. Okay, so that was it for the short product video. Let me know which video looks better, which one sounded better, the S21 Ultra or this one, the S23 Ultra. Okay, that was our camera comparisons of the 2-year-old S21 Ultra versus the new kid, like months old, Galaxy S23 Ultra. So is it worth the upgrade, at least camera wise, between the S21 Ultra going to the S23 Ultra? I'm gonna say it is. The S23 Ultra captures pictures with more light and with more detail, and also videos, same thing, same way. But as you guys seen in this video, it's not a huge like leap in quality as far as the pictures or video goes. In other words, in TV terms, it's not like the S21 Ultra is a 480 resolution image versus 4K resolution image. That's way sharper. It's probably more like 1080 to 4K in some instances, and then some instances it's really close, like 3K to 4K, right? As far as like just detail between the two, the S21 Ultra is still a very capable shooter, as you guys have seen in some in these video samples and picture samples. It's still a very good and capable camera even till today in 2023. And because it is getting the software updates and Android updates for up to 2 more years, and then security updates for up to 3 or 4 more years, it's still going to be pretty capable up to then. And most of us, we're just going to be looking at our images that we take on our smartphones through our own smartphones, right? Through a tablet, through a laptop or computer screen. We're not going to be publishing or putting out these pictures that we take on our smartphones and selling them to like a newspaper agency or some kind of like Time magazine or something like that. Most of us that take pictures on our smartphones are going to be viewing them on an equivalent or sometimes even less equivalent smartphone or tablet or laptop. So the S21 Ultra is still really good for those kind of scenarios. But if you are now just getting into the camera game, and let's say you want to start up a YouTube channel, then my money would be to, if you don't have any of them, then go with the S23 Ultra. If you already have the S21 Ultra, then that's something different. Like I said in my previous video, the only reason why I upgraded from the S21 Ultra to the S23 Ultra, the main difference is that right there, that built-in S Pen in the cases that I had to get to find an S Pen holder for the S21 Ultra, like something like this with the holder, the S Pen, versus something like this. If you're not a really big S Pen user, like, you could still stay with the S21 Ultra for another year or 2 or 3, and then by that time they'll probably have even better cameras on the next Galaxy S25, 26, 27. So this was part 2 of the comparisons between the Samsung Galaxy S21 Ultra versus the Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra. And part 2 is the camera comparisons, as you guys have seen. If you guys have missed part 1, where we talk about the hardware and software, I will put a link in the description down below. Stay tuned for even more videos. Maybe in a future video I will do a camera comparisons between the S23 Ultra versus my LG V60. But that is it for now. If you guys have found this video helpful and informative, please like and subscribe. And if you haven't already, follow me on Instagram at The Workout Geek for all my latest happenings and great workout tips. Till next time, take care, stay safe, stay healthy, and have a wonderful day. And we'll see you soon for the next video.